Hello everyone, and thank you for viewing this video about the McAnany Drive Street Improvement Project. My name is Ibaidi Duin, and I am excited to be here today to provide you with additional details about this project and the paperwork you received in the mail. Over the next 30 minutes, I will present a brief overview of the project, an anticipated project schedule, discuss the different types of easements needed for this project, and go through some of the most frequently asked questions about construction and property restoration. Before we get started, please note that if you missed the first public meeting, it can be accessed through a YouTube video. The link can be found in the project website or by clicking the link provided in the description for this video. This street improvement project aims to improve the safety, durability, and aesthetic appeal of McAnany Drive from Lucia Lane to Neiman Road. The project includes a section of mill and overlay between Lucia Lane and Bond Street. In this area, we will remove the existing asphalt surface and replace it with a new asphalt layer. From Bond Street to Neiman Road, we will reconstruct the road surface to provide a smooth and durable driving experience. Through the south side of the street, we will construct new sidewalk that will enhance the safety of pedestrians and provide better mobility within the neighborhood to the West Flanders Park and to the existing school crossing. We will also install new street lights to enhance visibility and safety. We will replace and add storm sewers to improve surface drainage. Currently, we are in the final design stages, and we're ready to begin easements acquisitions to complete the project improvements. The easement acquisitions provides the necessary access to land for utility and construction work. It is a crucial step in the project timeline. We ask that you please review and complete the documents provided in your packet. Please sign and notarize them as required, and return the originals to me by May 30th. I understand that this is a lot of information, and I created this video to explain the paperwork and give you more details about the project. Also remember, we will be holding a public meeting at City Hall, Council Chambers, on Tuesday, May 20th, from 5:30 in the afternoon until 7 in the evening. This meeting will be a open house format where you can come and go at your convenience and speak directly with our project team. We will have team members available to answer your questions and provide you with notary services free of charge. After easements are acquired, we will make the final changes to the plans, advertise the project for bid, allow utilities to begin relocations, and hopefully begin construction. Since the project is highly dependent on easements acquisition, we will provide you with more information about the construction schedule when easements have been obtained. Nonetheless, we would like to begin construction this August. Let's talk about easements. For this project, we will need two types of easements. We will need permanent and temporary construction easements. Permanent easements grants the city and its contractor the right to use your property for maintenance, new installation, adjustments, grading, etc. Permanent easements are recorded with the county and they stay in perpetuity with the property. For this project, we need to acquire the following permanent easements: right-of-way, to enlarge the street and install sidewalk along several properties, and utility easements to relocate and provide future maintenance to underground or above ground utilities, such as drainage pipes, electrical poles, and or communication lines. Temporary construction easements grants the right to use your property for a limited time. Our temporary construction easements are in effect for 2 years. This does not mean that the project will take 2 years to be constructed, but rather that the easement is in effect through construction and the warranty period. Permanent easements are compensated at a higher percentage of your land value than temporary construction easements. For example, right-of-way is paid at 100%, while a utility easement is paid at 70%, and temporary construction easements are at 20%. I will also explain how I determine compensation for the easements in your neighborhood in later slides. But first, let's review the documents. And the easements documents, something that these 3 documents have in common is that they need to be signed in front of a public notary, and they will be identified with information about yourself that we ask you to please review. Now let's go into these documents and show you more about them. So the deed of dedication of right-of-way, like I said, it would have information about yourself. For example, it would have your name. If you own the property with somebody else, it would have both names. If you have an LLC, it will say LLC or trust. However it is written in your deed, it will show up over here. It would also have your parcel number, which typically it's a QP followed by several numbers. It would have your site address, and it will contain an exhibit that I will show you later that describes the easement property. Again, a right-of-way is a permanent easement, and it does need to be signed in front of a notary. If there are 2 owners, both of them need to sign the document at the same time in front of a notary. If for some reason, either you're living in 2 states or the owners cannot go to the same place for notary services, please let me know and I can split this sheet into 2 pages. Then let's talk about the utility easement. The utility easement, it's also a permanent easement. It will follow the same information, but the title changes and some of the language also changes. It does need to be signed in front of a notary as well. And then lastly, the temporary construction easement allows us to use your facility, your property for a period of time, which is defined as 2 years after the project has been completed. So it would allow us to do construction and any repairs or anything we need to do during the warranty period. So let's continue with the presentation. Many residents ask me, how is the compensation for the easements calculated? The first thing I want to say is that I'm not a qualified appraiser, but I follow the general practices used by many municipalities in our area for compensations of easements. This calculation simply takes the assessed land value of all the properties in the neighborhood, it divides it by the square footage of the property, and this then generates a cost per square foot of land, per square feet of land. Then, to ensure consistency, we take an average of this cost per square footage, and then we multiply that number for the type of easement and the land required. Then we paid right of way at 100%, utility easements at 70%, and temporary construction easements at 20%. It looks like this. Let me show you. So right here, we have all the land values for the neighborhood, the square footage for each property, and then basically we divide the land value by the property footage to come to a cost per square footage. Then we create an average of this number, which it was 4.20 for all of these properties in the McAnany Drive project. And then, so for this property, we require 469 square footage of right-of-way. So we take 4.20 times this square footage times 100%, and that's the compensation for that easement. The square footage, for example, for that property that I just spoke about, it would say permanent right-of-way containing this amount of square footage. It would be something similar, for example, if it's a temporary construction easement. It would have the same thing. So for that property, it was 968 square feet. So 968 square feet times 4.20 times 20%. And then we round up. We add those two numbers, and this becomes the compensation for that easement for that specific property. There are additional forms and guides that were included in your packet that do not need to be notarized, but they are very important to the project as well. So I want to go over them too. The three documents I'm going to go over are the easement acquisition agreement, the property restoration checklist, and an approved street tree species. And then I'll show you what the packet of everything you received should look like. So this is the easement acquisition agreement. This agreement is not recorded with the county. It is an agreement between the property owners and the city. And it basically states that you understand that the city will issue payment upon receiving the signed easements. So basically, we need to receive those recordable executed easements in order to pay you whatever we're offering to pay. We also need you to complete a W-9 form. And if you wish to donate the easements, you have to provide a statement that it's notarized, stating that you want to donate the easement. And then on the compensation, it will outline the right-of-way or the utility easement. I made this example. This is a fake example, but just to show you how it will show. Something else I want to mention is that in the easements, it says that you will receive the sum of $1. The reason is this is a placeholder. This document, the easement document, it's recorded with the county, but the agreement, it's made between the property owner and the city of Shawnee. So the easement is that the easement acquisition agreement states private versus the easement becomes public knowledge. The next document you received is a property restoration checklist. Again, it should have your address, the project number, and we ask you to provide your name, your email address and phone number. If you want to receive updates during construction of the project, please make sure your email is very legible, because I do add you to a contact list and I will email monthly updates about the project, sometimes bi-weekly, but generally monthly. Then the next piece of information that we need from you is, do you have a sprinkler system? Do you have a sump pump discharge? Do you have a dog that would require for us to use chain link fence, to ensure that they don't leave your property? Do you have a dog fence that it's electronic that we need to be aware of? Please provide us with as much information as possible so we can assist and restore your property to the best of our ability. Also, tell us, what do you want for the trees? If we're removing trees from your property, please specify your choice. Another thing that I'm providing is a list of acceptable tree species for street trees. So make sure you tell me what you want, what shrubs you want. And I will make sure to get that in the plans so that we can restore the property as you want. For fencing, we will replace it with the same type of fencing you have. So if you have a 4-foot wood fencing, that's what we would do. If you had 4-foot chain link, that's what we would put back if we disturb it. And then the last question is, I want to make sure that the construction of this project meets your individual needs as much as possible and feasible. Please let me know if you or a member of your family has any physical disabilities or accessibility needs that we should accommodate during construction. I don't mean to pry in your personal life, but if you can tell me what you need, we can do our best to accommodate those needs during construction. And again, this is the approved street trees species list that I previously mentioned, just to give you an idea of those trees that you can plant within right-of-way. And a packet looks like this. So this is an example of what you received or what a property owner could receive. They could receive a right-of-way document, and this right-of-way document will be followed by its legal description, which is referring to right here where it says see Exhibit A. This is what they're referring to. So this Exhibit A is associated with a permanent right-of-way, and it describes the property. Again, it's a legal description. Then, for example, this other property has also a temporary construction easement. So it will be a separate document that needs to be signed in front of a notary. And then it would also contain an Exhibit A associated with that temporary construction easement. And it will provide the square footage. Then the property owner will receive a tract map showing their property limits, outlining the name, the address, the plat name, the tract number. So all that information should match everything in the packet. This would also show you the limits of construction with respect, for example, in this property, with respect to the tree and the driveway. It tells the temporary construction limits, it tells the proposed right-of-way, and then the improvements. One thing I should mention is all driveways will be replaced with concrete. So anything that is disturbed as part of the property, as part of the project, will be replaced with concrete. Whether if you have an asphalt drive, you will get a concrete approach, for example. Then you will have the easement acquisition agreement, and then it will refer to a compensation for, in this case, for this example, it should only have right-of-way and temporary construction easement and a total. This document does not need to be signed in front of a notary. It's for the city. You would also receive a W-9 with the highlighted fields of the information that we need. but I have also included instructions in case you have something weird or you file your taxes differently. This one provides guidelines on how to fill it out. You will get the property checklist. Some of these will be modified specifically to your property. Then the street tree species list and frequently asked questions about construction, restoration, easement, and lastly, a better looking exhibit than the one in the presentation. It will be an 11 by 17. So hopefully you'll provide you with enough details about the project. The benefits of this project include enhancing the safety of pedestrians in the neighborhood, upgrading the street for the residents and visitors, installing robust infrastructure, improving the existing drainage conditions. I can go on and on the benefits that this project will provide for the neighborhood. But with all that said, I cannot ignore the fact that construction brings a lot of inconveniences. And I want to set real expectations to better prepare you for construction and to provide you information in order that you know that construction it's inconvenient and we are aware of it, but we want to make it as easy on you as possible. So with all that said, I want to prepare you for a lot of disruptions. The traffic is going to be slower, roads will be closed, or even lanes will be restricted for a period of time. There will be a lot of noise and vibrations, definitely a lot of dust and debris. There will be potential utility outages. There will be sometimes store materials and equipment in those easements and stockpiles of dirt or gravel. Parking will definitely be crowded on McAnany Drive and adjacent streets due to the current volume of cars and the fact that the workers will also bring their cars to work. Some driveways approaches will be reconstructed. This means two things. Temporary driveways will be built and used for a period of time. And then the other thing it will mean is after your driveway is constructed, then there will be a period of time where you will have to park on adjacent streets so that the concrete can cure. Trash pickup may be delayed if trucks can't access the street or turn around. So please work with our contractor, work with our construction inspector so that we can help to the best of our availability. And definitely, let us know. If you need our help, we will try our best to help you. Now, what do I expect from you during construction? Please be patient. Construction can be very inconvenient. And be prepared for unexpected delays or changes. And most importantly, please be safe. Be safe. This is construction equipment. There will be pipes laying around. Visibility may be difficult during construction, so be aware of your surrounding. If you have kids, we love when they come to our project sites, but make sure that they're not playing with the equipment. There could be dangerous things on the site. So just be aware of that. Be safe. Our safety is going to be our number one priority during building of this project. Now, you can expect from me monthly email updates about the project. Sometimes I will provide more often updates depending on how the project is progressing. You can call me at any time during the project for project questions, concerns, anything related about the project. I try to respond the same day, or if not, the next day. If I'm on vacation or sick, I typically try to update my email or my voicemail so you have a realistic expectation of when I'm going to return to work, or if you need to reach out to anybody else. Lastly, I'm going to play this video as I'm talking. This video is about a project that was constructed on Monrovia Street or at Monrovia Street. It's a street improvement project similar to this one. The video shows the project, finished construction. The only thing that needed to be done was sod. So restoration is the last component of construction. It includes sodding, tree installation, erecting fences, restoring landscaping. So I want to just let you know that it takes a while for us to get there, but we do get there. One common question that I get is, I don't want my driveway to be poor to have. Can the contractor finish my driveway? Yes. Absolutely, you are welcome to reach out to the contractor if you want to sod your entire yard or if you want to do your entire driveway. But please be aware that this is considered a private improvement between you and the contractor. So the city will not manage or pay for a portion outside of the project limits. It would be a private improvement between you and the contractor. I also advise you to get quotes before you talk to our contractor. Make sure that the quotes are for what you want and at the price that you feel comfortable paying. So you don't have to do the work with our contractor. You can hire your own contractor. And again, make sure you get the quotes. And finally, you made it to the last slide. Wow. I hope you're still awake. Please remember that we will hold a public meeting on May 20th at City Hall, City Council Chambers from 5:30 to 7 in the evening. Return your easements documents to me by May 30th. And well, I think all I have left to say is thank you. Thank you for your participation and support. It has been my pleasure to assist you with providing information about this project. I hope you find this video helpful. If you need further assistance, please do not hesitate to contact me. Here's my phone, my address, my email. Call me, email me, come visit me. Thank you again.